Hi, I'm here today and I'm making this video because I want to tell you about my experience with LEEP. And if you're watching this video, you've probably been to tons of other websites and read about a million comment threads about how horrible it is, how you're going to feel the most immense pain ever, how you're going to smell funky shit, how you're going to see weird things. Excuse my French, I'm sorry. Cuss sometimes. But I just want to tell you about my experience because my experience was completely different. And this is the first video I've ever posted here, but I felt like this was really important because I didn't see anybody else on here talking about the positive aspects of it or how it doesn't hurt and how you will not die and you do not have cancer and everything is fine. So that's just what I wanted to talk about. I had it done yesterday morning. I'm 27 years old and I had a PAP about 4 months ago that came back abnormal. I went back about 2 months after that to get the biopsy done, and my biopsy experience was actually a lot more traumatic than my LEEP experience. So if you've had a biopsy, and again, I know everybody's different, everybody has different thresholds of pain, but for me at least, that biopsy was horrible because my doctor took 2 samples, one sample on the, just the regular surface of the cervix. She took another sample that was further up in the canal. And I had the pain of 1,000 periods when she took that biopsy. And when she was done, I could hardly stand. I got off the table and I was like, I don't know if I can drive home. This hurts like hell. But everything was fine. I went to my Zumba class the next day. I was exercising. I was fine. I was called a couple weeks later and told that the infection had progressed and that I was going to need to have LEEP. So of course, like you, I went online and I started reading everything about it and going, oh my god, is this really what they do? Holy cow, I'm gonna die, you know? Just thinking, this is the worst thing ever. And I had about 2 months to sit and think about this and think about how much it's gonna hurt. Holy shit, electricity up in my vag. Okay, what's that all about? I don't know. It's terrifying, right? And then you go to all these websites and people are talking about, oh yeah, I was under anesthesia. Oh yeah, oh I saw weird things. Oh, you can see the smoke. Oh, you can smell your flesh burning. They're gonna give you epinephrine. Your legs are gonna shake. Then they tell you to hold still. Oh my god. It's like one horror story after another. So I want to tell you exactly what happened to me. Okay, the entire thing from start to finish took 35 minutes. So from the minute I was called in to take my weight, to take my blood pressure, for the consultation and everything, the entire process, I was in and out in 35 minutes. Okay, so this is way faster than getting a cavity filled when you go to the dentist. I was called in, the nurse took my weight, I was taken into the room, my blood pressure was taken, and they always crack jokes because I have high blood pressure, so, oh, you're nervous, aren't you? Yeah, you'd be freaking nervous too if you were about to get done when I'm getting done. Anyway, long story short, that was all great. The doctor came in, I asked my doctor questions, you know, when can I exercise again? How serious is this? What's this gonna be like? And my doctor was great, answered all my questions and everything. Then the next thing they do, she inserts the speculum, which for me, honestly, was the most painful part because I think she hit a bad angle and was pinching something up in there. So once she got the speculum in the right place, the rest of it was a piece of cake. After that, they're going to inject you with some anesthetic. I'm not a person who's terrified of needles. I don't care about medical injections because I've had so much done to my teeth. You don't even want to know. So when they come at me with the needle, I'm just like, okay, cool, you know, I don't want to feel this. But they will inject you with the anesthetic. There are a couple of different shots. I only felt the first one, and even then it wasn't like pain. It was just like, oh, little prick, okay, you know, I'm getting anesthetic. The next thing that she's gonna do is she's gonna turn the machine on. And she let me know, okay, you're gonna hear a buzzing sound. So I'm like gripping the side of the table, like mentally preparing myself for the worst, like to see chunks of skin flying everywhere, to see smoke. None of that happened. She said, you're gonna hear a little buzzing sound. That is exactly what happened. I heard a buzzing sound. It sounded kind of like an electric razor. But I didn't see anything, I didn't smell anything, and the most important part is that I did not feel anything. You do not feel all this crap that you've been psyching yourself out about. You will not feel it. You will be just fine. So for about 3 seconds, she shaved off the initial part, and then she went back in a little bit later and got the part that was higher up in the canal, which took a little bit longer. It took about 1 minute of just the buzzing sound. For me at least, when I was injected with the anesthetic and you hear these horror stories about, oh my god, your legs are going to start shaking or your heart's going to beat out of control, none of that happened to me. And again, I know everybody's different, but I just wanted to share this experience that don't freak out because you're going to be fine. My legs were shaking maybe a little bit, but it could have been nerves, and it wasn't like flailing off the table like, oh my god, my vag is gonna get electrocuted because I'm shaking so hard. It was maybe like a tiny little tremble, which again, that happens to me all the time in the dentist chair anyway. So after that, she basically stopped the bleeding, and when I had my biopsy, she had trouble stopping the bleeding, and that took quite a long time for her to get that to stop so that I could get up off the table. But yesterday when I had my LEEP, done like that. So it was great, it went really well, she got the bleeding to stop, she said, okay, you're done. And I was like, what? I got worked up over that? So I just wanted to let you know that if you're told you have to have LEEP, no big deal at all. It's like way better than getting a cavity filled. You don't feel a thing. You're just fine. Yesterday, I took the day off work. I could have easily gone back to work immediately. No cramps, no pain, no blood. There's a little bit of orange-ish discharge. But I'm 27 years old. I've seen weird crap coming out of my vag for about 14 years now, so that doesn't bother me at all. Other than that, I feel great. It's day 2, it's been about 24 hours, and I'm getting ready to go out and go shopping and get some pizza. So, everything's good. I just want to let you know that if you have to have this done, you're gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. Don't believe all these horror stories you hear on the websites. This is a piece of cake, and you're gonna feel so much better when it's done because you're gonna know that the bad stuff is gone. So if you have any questions for me, just leave a comment. Again, this is my first video, so I'm trying to figure out how this all works, but I'm happy to talk to you about the process and the experience, and best of luck to you.